Welcome to Startup Hack. Today we are going to talk about schedule cron jobs using hosted service in ASP.NET Core. So let's jump right in. Make sure to check out the link down below because we always provide the code samples that you can pull down and follow along so you can see in our project. Alright, let's start with creating an ASP.NET Core project. So in this project, we will work on ASP.NET Core Web API project. The reason why we create a Web API project is to demonstrate the possibilities of hosting cron jobs in ASP.NET Core Web application. In order to parse the cron expression, we add an NuGet package, Chronos, to the Web API project. The Chronos package is a lightweight but full-fledged library for parsing cron expressions and calculating next occurrences with the time zones and daylight saving time in mind. So the Chronos is an open source project sponsored by Hangfire.io, and so you can read their documentation. So the Chronos is an open source project sponsored by Hangfire.io, and you can read the detailed documentation from here and its GitHub profile. So, do you want to earn $100,000 a year? Do you want to become a software developer within just 3 months? With our amazing course and awesome tutors, you never have to worry about getting stuck. We help students to learn skills that companies want to hire. We are Startup Hack. Don't forget to subscribe our channel. So let's get started. Alright, after that, create an abstract cron job service. The cron job service is an implementation of the hosted service interface. Thus, the cron job service is a hosted service that is activated once at app startup and is gracefully shut down at app shutdown. If an error is thrown during background task execution, then the dispose method will be called to clean up resources if planned. If we only have one job to run, then we can hard code a cron job service with a specific schedule easily. However, we usually need to schedule several background jobs in an application. So in this scenario, we can create a base cron job class, then all cron jobs inherit the abstract cron job service class so that they can be configured and registered in a systematic way. So here's example. I am using this cron job service class and having this method also dispose as well. Here you can see the whole class. In this cron job, we use a timer to track the time and trigger the background task when the timer hits the schedule. So here specifies that the type of the timer is system.timers.timer, which is different from the system threading timer. The cron job inherits two interfaces, HostedService and iDisposable, which requires the implementation of start async, stop async, and dispose methods. The start async method begins the scheduled job method. The stop async method stops the timer, and the dispose method releases the timer so that is eligible for garbage collection. The actual background class is implemented in the doWork method. The doWork method is a virtual method in this abstract class so that the delivered class can override the doWork method with their real job definitions. In order to trigger the background task do work on schedule, we need to a schedule job method. So the implementation is straightforward. Briefly, this method continuously computes the next occurrence based on the cron expression. Then it starts a timer with a certain delay. When the time is due, the timer will raise an elapsed event, which stops the timer, executes the background task do work, and schedules the job recursively. The constructor of cron job service class takes two parameters, cron expression and time zone info, which determine the occurrences of the schedule. With these two parameters, we can easily configure different schedule for our background task. So here's how you can see the this do work method. These are stop async and also the start async as well. Okay, now this code snippet shows an example of cron job which inherits from the cron job base class. In the my cron job 3 class here, the method start async and stop async are written for demo purposes and they can be ignored in the derived class. The start async and stop async method will be called when the application starts and stops. These two methods need to be overridden only when you need some special logic in real application. With the base cron job service, what we really need is the implementation of do work method. Very cool, isn't it? To schedule multiple cron jobs using generics, you might have noticed that constructor of my cron job 3 class takes two parameter I schedule my cron job 3 config and I logger my cron job 3 logger. The parameter logger is easy to understand, which is an instance of I logger from the dependency injection, the DI container. Then what is I schedule config? So remember two parameters in the constructor of cron job service class. The iSchedule config is an interface holding those two properties. The iSchedule config can be registered as a singleton in the DI container. This code snippet shows the definitions of iSchedule config and schedule config. The code defined types schedule config and iSchedule config. Let me explain why we need generics. Since schedule configurations will be the same for all cron jobs, we don't want to define a separate class for a schedule configuration in each micron job class. However, if we use only one iSchedule config type, then it won't be able to work well with the DI system because the DI container only instantiates the one instance of the iSchedule config type. In other words, the last register schedule config instance will be passed to all background jobs. Thus, the background jobs are not able to have different schedules, which is not what we want. To solve this problem, we need to use the generic type iScheduleConfig, which allows the DI system to discriminate multiple schedule config instances. In other words, the iScheduleConfig micron job 1 and iScheduleConfig micron job 2 will have different GUIDs in the DI system. We need to register iScheduleConfig and micron job 1 and micron job 2, micron job 3, and so on. Can we make the dependency registration more efficient and elegant? Yes, this code snippet configure services is for the three cron jobs are registered in the DI container in a systematic way that allows schedule to be customized using an action method. Do you like this magic? So let me show you tricks. Code snippet shows an example extension method. We name the extension method as add cron job. The generic type T represents a type which inherits the cron job base class. The extension method configures the schedule config, registers the schedule config as a singleton, and adds the T, a derived class of a cron job service, as a hosted service. Therefore, we can register all cron jobs which inherit the cron job service in the DI container using the extension method services.add cron job my job. Note that the hosted service is a singleton, so all cron jobs are singleton. If we want to inject a scope service to a cron job, then we need to inject iServiceProvider and create a scope to resolve the scope service. So here's example. Right, when I run this application, so as you can see, we have the cron job 1 starts, cron job 2 starts, cron job 3 starts, and it's working as well, and it's also my cron job service is working as well. Thank you for watching this video. It is worth mentioning that the background tasks won't block UI threads for the web project. My implementation here should be acceptable for small projects. So don't forget to subscribe our channel and hit the bell icon for latest updates. To joining our course, you can simply go to our website called startuphack.com. Thank you.